Is it Lenin, the regime's founder and supreme guide? Or the Council of the People's Commissars, the government that Stalin belongs to? Or the political bureau, the Politburo, that Stalin also belongs to? Orders are given by the Communist Party. Where Stalin's power is rising, the party also inflates the power of the bureaucrats. To move ahead in this world, one must have a party card, in the words of Alexander Degtyarev. Joining the ranks of the Communist Party was the greatest joy in my life. The party took care of our morale and our conscience. It gave me the strength to resist every ordeal. What kept me alive was my unwavering faith in our Leninist party and our humanist principles. But what of humanist principles? The collective paranoia of Lenin, Stalin, and the Bolsheviks is so strong that they order a massive purge in the heart of the party. 220,000 members are thrown out. The secret police increases its efforts to hunt down the enemies of the people. The head executioner is Dzerzhinsky, along with his team of assassins. Stalin is a close, intimate friend. In his journal, Trotsky claims to have heard Stalin say to Dzerzhinsky, "The greatest delight is to pick out one's enemy, prepare all the details of the blow, to slake one's thirst for a cruel revenge, and then go home to bed." Here, next to Lenin, is Boris Bajanov, Stalin's personal secretary. He writes, "During a Central Committee session, Trotsky said the following to Stalin's group. We will shoot you all. Yes, we will. You want to shoot us too, but you don't dare. But we will dare. Who will shoot whom?" For Stalin, war had openly been declared by Trotsky when he wrote this to Lenin after the victory on the Volga. "I consider the way Stalin took credit for the whole Tsaritsyn campaign to be akin to a dangerous wound." Stalin commissions a film, thus reinforcing his legendary status as a Civil War hero and conqueror of Tsaritsyn. He changes the city's name from Tsaritsyn to Stalingrad, or Stalin City. 20 years later, in 1942, Stalingrad is in ruins at the hands of the Germans. October 15, 1942, Hitler's troops, after 2 months of arduous combat, have reached their goal, the shores of the Volga. Across the river, the Russians regroup and are comforted by an unexpected declaration by Stalin. "Tomorrow, we shall dance in the streets." What does Stalin mean? He knows that his military chief of staff, General Zhukov, is secretly preparing a counteroffensive. The fate of Stalin's country hangs in the balance, but Stalin also has some personal issues to contend with. He awaits a visit from Beria, the fearsome head of the secret police, along with the heads of the various law enforcement organizations. Stalin has asked for an investigation into a letter written by Roman Karmin, a famous filmmaker. The letter denounces an affair between Karmin's wife, a renowned actress named Nina Orlova, and Stalin's second son, Vasily, a fighter pilot in the 32nd Guards Air Regiment. Vasily is a dangerous pilot, and his father ultimately grounds him. He is drunk most of the time. He shoots the chandeliers and beats his wife, who just gave birth. Nicknamed the Tsarevich, Vasily organizes orgies. The letter also points a finger at Vasily's sister, 16-year-old Svetlana, Stalin's only daughter, the girl was found in the arms of Alexei Kapler, a renowned 38-year-old screenwriter. Stalin cannot imagine his daughter with a man 20 years her senior. But Stalin was 20 years older than Svetlana's mother, Nadezhda, who died in 1932, officially of acute appendicitis. Svetlana had always been the favorite. She was fawned upon by seemingly inoffensive men, like the one she called Uncle Beria, the police chief. Or she would sit on the lap of the despot, a good family man, known to be facetious on occasion. In 1942, during the Battle of Stalingrad, Svetlana learns that her mother committed suicide 10 years earlier. Why? State secret. Svetlana consoles herself with Kapler. Through him, she discovers literature, often erotic in nature. Svetlana writes, "What bothered my father most about Kapler was the fact that he was Jewish." During that month of November 1942, the letter denouncing Stalin's children is a very delicate business indeed. Its consequences directly affect the nomenklatura, the magic list of the regime's elite. From party officials to useful artists to police executioners. As long as they remain favorites, they can live in a state of comfort unknown to the rest of the Soviet population. This holds true even in the most dire periods of the war. So Alexei Kapler, Stalin's daughter's great love and a renowned figure in the film world, thought he was untouchable. He is sent to Stalingrad as a Pravda correspondent, ostensibly to be killed. He survives this hell, so Stalin has him deported to Siberia, beyond the Arctic Circle. He is taken to the Vorkuta concentration camp, otherwise known as the Ice Guillotine. Kapler is accused of having ties with foreign countries and of being an English spy. He is sentenced to 5 years in the Gulag. Gulag, an acronym for Main Camp Administration. The great Russian writer Solzhenitsyn refers to them as the Gulag Archipelago. Hundreds of concentration camps, often built during Lenin's day, whose numbers were infinitely increased by Stalin. While the world's fate is being decided at Stalingrad, at least 3 million Soviets have become zeks. These unfortunate men are convicts, arrested by Stalin's police to fill his quotas and balance out the high mortality rate in the labor camps. This endless source of slave labor is an important contribution to the Soviet war economy. Gold is extracted from the Kolyma camp, and coal comes from Vorkuta. In this mining complex, university professors, violinists, and priests alike make their way down the shaft. Other zeks build the railways across the endless stretches of snow. For Russians, hell isn't eternal fire. It's a desert of ice. Each guard is more barbaric than the next. They share the women who are raped upon arrival. One zek among others, Myron Etlis, explains further. The camp is a school of decomposition for all of us. Each man emerges with irreparable damages. Our people as a whole have been damaged by this collective experience. The Gulag has infected our genes. 1,607,000 zeks die in the Gulags. Kapler, Svetlana's lover, survives by joining the Deportee Theater Company, a source of entertainment for the camp's administrators. This theater company is headed by a zek, a former director of the Bolshoi, and various celebrities who fell out of Stalin's favor. Kapler spends 10 years in Vorkuta. Svetlana, Stalin's daughter, doesn't wait for his return.